All right, and we are in part 2 of our goal achieving webinar today. Our leaders meetings, where leaders and future leaders come together January 2020 to make sure we achieve our goals, get off to a strong start to our perfect vision year. So as we go to part 2, we just have the update part 1 for national conference. As we get ready to go to that Super Bowl, I'm going to take you back over to our slideshow today and kick us off in the first section, which is a little bit of recognition, some inspiration and motivation from our top leaders, developing leaders of 2019. And then we'll end with section 3 that will take us to kind of feed the brain, right? Your education. So a little bit of fun, inspiration, recognition, and we'll end with education in section 3. So let me grab my screen for each and every one of you as we set ourselves up for your second half of your leader meeting. As we take a quick view today, again, our mantra of the month is going beyond, making 2020 your best year ever. This is you as leaders, you as future leaders listening to this recording or joining us live today. So I, again, want to just say to each and every one of you from our Amber region, if you've not met me yet, you're watching this, I'm Jackie Geisinger, the Regional Director. We have a total of 9 of us regional directors, and a couple serve a couple different regions, so we have 11 different regions. We are here to say it's going to be an amazing year with JAFRA. As you heard Emily in our first section, she talked about the agenda. It's already posted in the WhatsApp group. It's already posted in our Facebook group, but I will also be making a separate unit just for any national conference updates, okay? So just watch that. I'll do that later on as I post everything in the next 24 hours. Number 2, what we're gonna have as well is make sure you do not forget, as a leader, any consultants coming that do not have your leader there. We're asking everyone to bring orange pom-poms for the kickoff night on Sunday night. Plus, noisemakers. If you have anything that kind of color, it's golden, dark golden brown, it's orange, it's kind of burnt orange, it's kind of burnt light brown, orange brown. That's what amber is. I didn't pick the color. Don't point a finger at me. But anyway, we're going to come in color. We'll all be wearing our black with our regional colors as regionals. And all of you, make sure you've got pom-poms. Leaders, if you bought a 12-pack, bring your extras so we leave no consultant out of the amber region. So get ready, get your team fired up, and that's going to be our big evening. I believe, unless things changed, we should have the largest region in attendance. So I'm excited. We'll see if we hit the 400 mark. That was our goal, to hit at least 400, then 450 or 500. If we hit 400, nothing makes my heart happier, because that means, again, our big team is going to the Super Bowl. What do we have next? We will do the meetup. You can see this on our Facebook group. National Conference Amber Region Meetup will be Saturday night. Lori always posts that in our Facebook group and our WhatsApp group, so stay tuned for that. If you are looking for roommates or something's changing within your rooms, please go ahead and just ask each other on Facebook or ask each other in WhatsApp. So I'm okay with that. We just want to make sure everybody's got a place. And remember, last year we sent you a scavenger hunt. Do team exercises. Get them ready before they go to look their best, dress their best. You can see the dress code in the bottom of the agenda. Number 2 is to also do a scavenger hunt. Have them meet people and network, and make this a big fun exercise that you do for things they learn while they're at national conference. JAFRA is also going to have a social media scavenger hunt again too. So make sure they're on Instagram, make sure they're on Facebook, make sure they're on the JAFRA Cosmetics Facebook site. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I will update again the unit of ideas. We're gonna get that scavenger hunt a bit in advance from Melissa, our Facebook guru. We'll keep adding that to our units in Facebook, and I'll post it in the WhatsApp group. Then remember, leaders, this is really key. When you look at your calendar and you're planning for Q1, you already know we're going to be launching the Royal Jelly 5th generation line, and RJX goes to the 5th degree now. So what do you have when you come back for conference? We're getting ready before, early. We're then going to have activities for them during. And then what will you do after? You never want to come home from conference without having an after conference meeting. That is where you can invite guests. You never get as motivated as you do after conference. So look at your calendar. Do you have Zoom meetings, meetings in a room for all of your consultants? All of your consultants that go, plug them in and involve them to share their favorite topic from conference or share what they learned from their scavenger hunt. Also, make sure you've got a demonstration of the new products so that, again, they can bring guests to come try RJ to the 5th. Very, very important. You might even plan the last 2 weeks of February, Peanut Purple type weeks, where you host a weekly party as we launch the new product line. So it's a time to plan. Conference is just information and inspiration unless you bring it to life with immediate results. So leaders, for you, for your future leaders, plan your calendar now. February is also, leaders, going to be a National Joy Meeting month. Jafra is going to give leaders, we did this last year, I believe it was in March, but you're going to have an opportunity where you can register events. You can track from Peanut Purple to Holding Joy Meetings, which is really a live party where you show business and product, beauty. So whether it's a soiree like we've been modeling, it's a quick joy meeting at a coffee shop for cosmetics and cash and coffee, or you're literally taking your team out painting. We're going to do weekly contests in the region. Stay tuned for more of that coming. But you've done this before. You register, and we have drawings each week, and you register your meetings, and you never know when I call your joy meeting leaders and have prizes for everybody. So we're going to make this fun. I will also be on the road right after conference. Normally I don't do that, but because it's National Joy Meeting and it's a big push right after conference, I'll be visiting our M&M states from Maryland to Michigan to, I have one more state, Massachusetts and Connecticut, and potentially Milwaukee, whether we get there or in March. But just to let you know, this is a time to not go, oh, that was a great conference. It's time to bring the conference to life. So just wanted to give you, remember, we're goal planning and goal achieving. That is what we're getting you ready for in January, February, and look at what happens in March. Keep the momentum going. So again, we have been talking about this, hosting team events, whether you go painting every week and it's face race week. The next week, it's Makeup Marathon Week, and you hold a weekly team party or invite people places. Try different focuses of the week. Go to different areas in your town or have contests each week. It's, again, having a spa blitz week, spritz week, fragrance spritz blitz week. So really going out with your team, posting fun different days. This week you can see in the calendar, we've got National Compliment Day. That's a fun day to go out in your community, whether you live by them or you have different cities across the nation. Those willing to work, this is always going to matter. How many new connections can we make in a week? So using our social calendar, again, doing National Opposite Day, that's a fun day. There's some great ideas there. Chocolate Cake Day, another fun day. National Fun Day at Work. As we plan into February, make sure you've got plans for Painting It Purple, bringing people together for beauty and business every single week. So as we go forward, I'm just going to do a quick reminder. This is just top notes before we go into our recognition and inspiration section. Remember to follow up. This is a big follow-up week. Don't go into last days of the month to follow up with those inactive consultants. You know who they are, and to earn your gifts and for them to earn their gifts. This is the week to make sure you pile and dial each and every one of them independently, because we want to get them in this week, not month end. So save yourself the stress by being a step ahead. And remember, we shared with you the income opportunity claims, that we shared that video on Facebook. We shared that video in an email to leaders. We shared that video on WhatsApp. Keep sharing that video on your Facebook groups, in your WhatsApp groups, and at your meetings. So those are really key. We're going to be doing this every single month. The reason I asked you to share, and thank you in advance for that, when you've watched it, is because legally what we have to do, I always want you to understand the crazy why. Imagine me, I have to keep a list. I think I had over 100. So one more thing to manage, but you know what? It's important. That way we've got a file that, as you know, the FTC is really clamping down this year on what we do. And if they came to Jafra at any given time, we could say, these people watched that video. So leaders, just respond to me. If you have shared it on your page, that's great. Let me know. I just keep that list going. Every month when I launch it for the first week, I will ask for people to just say, I watched it, okay? So I will do that. You don't have to keep feeding me consultants' names unless that law or rule changes for our records. So thank you in advance for doing that. But I wanted you as leaders to understand why and what we're doing to be compliance driven, to stay right, stay royal, stay true, and stay loyal. People have come to me and said, but how do we do this? What do we do? When you're in a coaching session and you're really showing people income, just really use the model of 50%, 11%. And remember, that's potential gross income. That's not the real income. And you always want to state if you're willing to work. So it might take this many hours, right? We always manage our hours. But you want to always say, for those who work, we can't say it's easy. We can say it's a simple model, but you've got to put in the time, be willing to work. No one said it's easy. So remember those claimers. The second claims that we talk about is, again, when you look in the action, Jafra still has a sponsoring bonus, but notice how they talk about it. So when you're celebrating sponsoring, it might be qualified consultants, but the words are that you're helping people join and start their own business, but you're coaching and guiding them to their client sales. You're expecting them to sell. So again, avoiding saying just buy your inventory. That is not success, and that's an improper model in the FTC. So you can go back, watch that video a few times, keep playing them and reminding. And if you notice someone on your team listing things improperly or saying it, that's okay. Go back to the video and guide them. We're doing the same. Jafra's looking at all of the old posts. I have some old opportunity videos that we even had from 2018. Jafra caught them. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I'm going to go back and delete all of our old opportunities in some of our trainings. So because they're not compliance for 2020. So nothing to panic, nothing to micromanage, but just know going forward, study the words and be cautious of our words as we learn together, okay? So again, we talk about the potential, very important, versus just talking sponsoring. So again, that's our key. All right, so from there, we want to go to our meeting today in section 2. This is about going beyond your limits. These are 4 key words we've used in every meeting this month, in your business meetings, in your regional, your leader meetings, and in your action. It's called imagine. So I want you to think, what is your imagine statements for 2020? It's about dare. What are you daring to do different in 2020 to go beyond your limits? What will you expand? Expanding your number of leaders, the number of people you connect with, your business connections, your clients, your hostesses, consultants. What are you expanding to go beyond your limits? Put these 4 words up in your office. As you coach, ask what those words mean to your future leaders, your future directors. Really make these words your mantras. Words matter, right? Look at the 4th, achieve. What will you achieve that takes you beyond the limits you've ever had? I don't care if you've been here 50 years going to the Super Bowl or you've been here 50 days. I challenge you to keep this vision in front of you. Paint pictures in your vision board around these 4 words. And know what it is that those you're coaching and investing time in are matching, so you know their why, that purpose we talked about on the action planning webinar. So I wanted to just bring back, as we start going beyond your limits, because you're at your leader section today, remember this: you have what it takes to go beyond your limits. Leadership is leading by example. Then it's you teaching what you know because of your experience, and they will follow you. You can notice what a team does is what the leader does. I see it in coaching. I see it in results. It's sponsoring. It's going out and developing consultants, developing leaders, having more hostesses, building clientele. As you go, as goes your team. A leader is always on. They can't train if they're not doing. So next, remember this, leaders, you are resourceful. It may not be easy to be your best or go beyond your limits, but when you constantly show up, like all of you here today, you are continuously moving your business and making new connections. You will figure out a way to get things done. The key, setting goals, planning your weeks, just like we started with today. How do you have a successful first quarter? We told you. We go to the Super Bowl and we follow up. And we make team events from painting to parties to coaching to training, being with our team on Zoom or in a room. And making sure the minutes and the hours that you work and that they work are income producing. Then having a coaching program to hold them accountable. You plugging into a coaching program to be held accountable with your upline or within our regional teams. That is the key to leadership. You have what it takes. So does your team. It's like when you look at your children, if you're a mom or a grandma, they're all different, but each of them has potential. When you print the name of all your consultants, you might have an A, a B, or a C consultant, an accelerator, someone who's ready to work weekly, turn this into a part-time income, a part-time career. You might have builders, those who want to build a consistent income, your VIPs. Maybe they're willing to work 1 day a week, 1 day a month. And then you've got the wonderful comfortables. They love their Jafra products. Great, let's get them to 500 products. And they join just to really shop and save. That's okay. The more products they use, the more suddenly they'll be building a clientele because they look so good, they feel so good. People will ask them why. But each of them have a potential. What do they want is a potential. What do they need in their life is a potential you want to know. Asking questions. Maybe they're loyal and they show up. Maybe they just have great personality, styles, and they didn't even see themselves being great at this. It's like your children. The one on the left, she's natural born, right? She's got this. She's got the personality, the natural body built. Your other child doesn't. She's going to need a lot more coaching. But again, it's watching and seeing the potential in each member and working with them to meet their needs and their wishes. That's the key to leadership. So today, our inspiration section today is about these 3 key leaders. The reason we're talking about Hannah Wachter coming to us from Oregon, Jackie Els coming to us from Arizona, Rosa Lopez coming to us from Northern California. They were your 2019 Amber Region top success stories. Many of you had great success stories, but these 3 are STPers. They see their own potential because they're dream-driven, vision-driven, but their heart is seeing the potential in others. They're not responsible for someone else's outcome, but they see the potential. What has happened from being the top STPers in our region last year? Hannah was a new manager beginning of the year a year ago. She was the only leader to earn Los Cabos. She also earned Miami, and she promoted 3 groups last year in 2019. That put Hannah at earning her quarterly bonus and rising to district manager level 2. Jackie Els, a part of the President's Club, also earning Miami, earning her quarterly bonus 3 times last year. promoting 4 new direct leaders in 2019 and moving to district manager level 3. Rosa Lopez, also a part of the President's Club. Look at Rosa. Rosa went from 5 direct leaders to 8 direct leaders in her Generation 1 first line. She went from 1 indirect a year ago to 9 indirects in her second line in her district, and 2 in her Generation 3. She rose from District Manager 3 to District Director 2, earning 3 of the $500 quarterly bonuses. She then influenced Yesenia with a $500 bonus achiever in her first line. She earned Miami and brought her first manager to Miami with her, and again is on track for the Mazda. So I wanted to welcome these ladies and celebrate them live with you today. So as I stop sharing my screen, first of all, let's give an Amber cheer to the best of the best. Woo! Love it, Betty. You've got the amber color. That's awesome. So I'm going to start with Hannah, one of our newest managers beginning of the year last year. I'm not repeating that story. Hannah was also a part of what we shared last webinar on the action planning webinar. She was a part of the Success Squad, had some amazing transformations. So I've just asked Hannah to kick us off with what tips of success could you share with all of us so we have a 2020 like you and beyond. Take it away, top leader, Hannah Wachter.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Thanks for the cheering, guys. So I really think the thing that finally clicked for me is I've tried for the quarterly bonus a couple times, and it just, I couldn't figure out how to make it work, kind of the formula that was needed. And then finally, in the final quarter of 2019, it clicked for me. And I think one of the biggest things that you can do as a leader is we have the gift of 3 months to earn the bonus, but don't count on that. Don't wait. Don't rest on your laurels. So my whole thing is about front loading the bonus. So I really tell myself I have to do it in 2 months. I have to do it in 2 months. Just get it done. Get it done as much as you can, as early as possible. Because I think for me, I always decided, okay, maybe I'll go for it halfway through the second month and then really tried to get it in the third month. And I'm not saying that that's not possible. I think Jackie's done that before. But why put yourself under all that extra stress when you don't have to? When it's really a simple formula of having your books filled with enough parties and opportunities to talk to enough people to get the bonus. So I think my first biggest piece of advice would be front load it. Get it all done early. And for me, I finished it in November and I was like, woo, partying in December. And then sponsoring in December became so different for me. And it still was a lot of fun for me in the other 2 months, but it doesn't have that same sort of pressure. I think as well, one of the biggest things from the Success Squad group that I was a part of is we learned this thing called OCI, which is observe someone, compliment them, and invite them. And I think the biggest piece of information for me with that was a lot of times as leaders and consultants, we're so in our Jafra head that we think everybody understands how Jafra works. And so we just announce at them, oh, you're going to be such a great consultant, or you'd be such a great leader. And we just kind of like verbally vomit over them. And they don't really know what's involved or what that means. Jackie's laughing because it's true, we do. Because we're so excited, and we have every right to be so excited because we have an amazing gift. But we have to take a few steps back and really look at the person we're talking to. And that's where the observation comes in. Who am I talking to? If I'm talking to Betty, I'm looking at Betty and I'm thinking, Betty, you're so personable. You're so kind. If you're easily, people can easily approach you. I really think, so that's me complimenting her, right? I've observed Betty, I spent time with her, then I compliment her, tell her that, and I say, you know, I really think that you would be great at my business. Can we sit down together and talk about what I do and how I could see it benefiting you? So that's the observe, compliment, and invite thing. And I think that's a really powerful tool to not just vomit on somebody, because that can kind of be a turnoff, but to really make it personal to them, right? We're always about what's in it for them. or when you compliment them, they really feel like you see them. And that's a whole different kind of approach and conversation. So I've been really challenged to not just announce at people, but really personalize and tailor my invitation to them to join Jafra. So that was a huge thing for me with the Success Squad. Just also we kind of we're taught how to break down our time. So if we only have 20 hours a week to work, and I'm sure Jackie might even talk about this a little later, but if you only have 20 hours in the week to work your business, 10 of those hours should be devoted to your personal business, 6 of those hours on recruiting, and 4 of those hours on developing your leaders. And I'm still trying to learn that balance as I struggle to spend more time developing my people, and then my personal business suffers. And it's an art to learn, and we're all going to be in process with it. But I think just having such a clear visual really, really helped me. And then I just think the last thing is really believe in our opportunity. Think differently about it. I mean, yes, you can sell product, but really we can share product and sell it, or we can share the opportunity and people can still enjoy their product. And so I always lead with that. The people that we learn from have this term called go down the mountain. So always start with assuming that people want the opportunity and share that. And if they don't, then back down to, okay, will you be a hostess for me? Okay, and if they're not interested in that, okay, will you be a client for me, kind of thing. So always start with the opportunity, because really it's the best thing to start with. But you really have to believe that. You really have to believe that you're giving people the best opportunity, gifts, advice, best way to experience Jafra. That's the phrase I always use. The best way to experience Jafra is to either become a personal shopper or have this as your own business. And then I kind of back down from there. So I think a lot of those 4 pieces have really contributed to me getting the bonus, and that's my plan for this month and for the New Orleans trip. Is I'm like, let's get it done. I'm going to get it done early. Just get it done right away and enjoy the benefits that come from that, and then just keep going and allow the habit to continue. So that's all I got. Hopefully something.
That's awesome. Yeah. So think about her key bullet points, right? I heard the word parties. Definitely Hannah has succeeded because of having a full calendar. How many parties did you book this weekend, Hannah?
I booked 9 parties this weekend. So,
awesome.
I did a bridal show. Yeah.
So her focus was she had a bridal show, but she flipped to the whole focus being bookings so that the business keeps expanding. And that's awesome. So great turnaround to that. That's huge. So again, I heard her say parties. She talked about doing it early. Honestly, she truly had her bonus done, and the month of December sponsoring never stopped. She just enjoyed it and just kept going, right? And didn't have that last minute pressure. It was like just joyful. So, but made a decision. She also talked about deciding, wavering. Well, I'll try it. Should I go for it? Should I not? It was like, what? That's just what we do, right? So convinced herself that, you know what, it's time to be different. That's transformational, because now the habits are here and she's changed that. She also talked about OCI and really talking about the person, not yourself. Hi, promote for me? No. Hi, you want to join for me? No, it was about why them. That potential, when we saw the mom with the 2 daughters dancing, really seeing their potential and meeting what they said they wanted with the business and inviting them just specifically for them. The time management. This is in your future leader training that we do on Tuesday nights. Please look in that workbook. We talk about the 3 buckets of time. Becoming a master. That is direct sales driven in the industry. That is factual to how the top producers in companies spend their hours. So you can go back and constantly look at that. And again, another transformational shift was leading with the opportunity. So versus a client and a party, and then the opportunity, she flipped the value of what's best for everyone. So love that in top notes. Thank you so much for sharing, Hannah. And again, congratulations to be in the top 3 of 2019. So next we have coming in from Arizona. My gosh, you saw her amazing stats. Congratulations again, Jackie Els from Arizona. Woo-hoo! Come on in, Jackie, take it away and share with us your success tips and strategies for this year.
So I love what Hannah was talking about, front loading. And that was kind of how I positioned myself as well. And, but like going berserk the first month instead of the last month. And I shared this with Jackie too. I just, put myself in a mindset that it was crazy time. Like JaffraBiz is going to crash and the world is going to blow up. So I have to do it right now. And so the first month I was going crazy and we were sponsoring everybody and my team had a sense of urgency. And then so like the last week of the quarter, I was chilling. And the last day of the quarter, my family's like 10 o'clock at night. They're like, okay, good night, Mom. I know it's the last day of the month and the last day of the quarter. We'll see you, like, you'll be a zombie tomorrow. We'll see you. And I was like, nah, let's watch a movie. Like it was such an amazing feeling of freedom and victory. And because I did it, Hannah was right. I did it the other way around a couple times because sometimes we don't have any choice. So, and that's cool too. But, I pulled it out in the last 2 days, a couple of quarters, and that's fine too, last 2 hours once. So however you have to do it, but if you can begin to change your mindset, you can influence the others around you to do that. And not right away, because just because I get all cray doesn't mean my team's going to. Sometimes they still are, 11:59 placing an order, and I'll never understand it, but it's just how they are. But if you begin to change your mindset, eventually you will become contagious and you will rub off on them and they will follow by example. Like we all know, but it really did happen for me and it took a couple of tries, but they finally did, especially with sponsoring, not so much ordering, because that'll always be a thing. Is that it's like end of month pajama party everybody wants to have. But definitely that front loading mindset was so helpful. And then like what Hannah said, also believe that we are the best. Like I am really constantly investigating other companies because it's so much easier to share an offer when you understand that we have the best and you come from that position, but you have to believe it. Because I know sometimes when we struggle with our computer system or we struggle because we feel like we're not where we want to be or we didn't really make very good money last month, it's hard to convince somebody else that they can do that. I so understand that. But even if JaffraBiz crashes, go check out some other companies because they crash and they run out of product and who cares? They don't even give you 50%. They're going to give you 10%. And I'll deal with JaffraBiz every day for 50% over 10. So I just encourage you to look around and see what's out there. I took a couple of my consultants on a field trip where we went to Sephora and we looked around, and I took one of my makeup artists. She's a sharp makeup artist. She's young. She's tried everything. And I said, look around here and tell me, if Jafra didn't exist, what would be your favorite product? And she said, I honestly cannot tell you. There is so much junk in this place. I can't tell the difference in anything. She said, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't a professional and I didn't have a Jafra consultant who cared about me and could guide me through this. So understanding that we are amazing, what we have to offer is amazing. And coming from that position with people, even if it's just to help them, to guide them with what you have, you're going to attract them. We have so much to offer. So believe that. And Jackie and Hannah are absolutely right. Parties are back. I am convinced that this is going to be the year of the party. And the more convinced I become, the more convinced my team will become. And they don't know the difference, you guys. They don't know until I tell them, oh, nobody wants to book a party. They don't know until I tell them that. My clients don't know nobody wants to book a party. I'm asking them to book a party. Why would nobody want to book a party? Why am I asking them if nobody wants to? So yes, of course, you're going to meet some people who say nobody wants to book a party. However, I am not going to allow that to blanket my life, because I have a great reason for you to book a party and everybody wants to have them and nobody cares what you call them anymore. So don't get caught up in that. We got to call it this. Especially the next gen. And I don't mean like 18-year-olds. I mean like 20 and 30-year-olds. They want to have a party and they don't know nobody wants to have one because they want to have one. And so, just try to connect with those people that are going to say yes. Those people that don't want to have a party, okay, they're no fun. They don't want to have a party. They don't want to be there anyway. Go find someone who wants to have a party, because parties are fun. That's why we started a home party business. And so, and I want to encourage you too, to go to your friends, maybe that do a jewelry business or a Tupperware or something like that. I definitely wouldn't, I don't like to go to another skincare makeup company, but go to them, have a party, see what they do, go to somebody else's party and get some ideas from that consultant and see what's going on. And why did someone book that party if nobody's having parties? So see what's going on over there. Just investigate the world around you, and then it reaffirms that we're amazing. We're the best stuff in the whole world. And then also, I have shared this before, and Rosa's doing this, and I can't wait to do this too, is help one of my team and several of my team get the $500 bonus. Like, that's my new thing. Like, the last year, I wanted to get that bonus every single month. And that was my thing. I would dig in like a crazy pit bull, and I wasn't going to let go till I got it. And now I feel the same about my team. I am not going to let go until one of them get to experience that amazing, like the recognition that we get. We get to be in the club with Rosa and Hannah. Holy cow. And I'm not going to stop until they get to experience that also, because look what happens when you do that. Like, New Orleans is just in the bag. If you're going to do that, it's just going to happen. You're going to promote leaders. It's just going to happen, because with that $500 bonus, it's not just 9 indirects. That's not what it is. It's at least 2 new managers. That's 4 and 4 indirects. But what that really is their teams. So if you focus on that and maybe 3 managers, that's going to get you 12 indirects. But it's not about indirects. It's about building those people and showing them that they can sponsor. They can get that $500 bonus. We can help them make their dreams come true too. So that's my stance this year, is I will feel successful when I have people on my team achieving that bonus. That was quite a rant, you guys.
Yes, but again, wealth in the words. So if you think about it, it goes back to that slide 1, right? Lead by example. Jackie, you have been consistently earning every trip, focused on that quarterly bonus. And now you've got a group of leaders that you're developing to do the same. Lead by example, develop them to do the same. And so that's what you're doing. If they get stuck, I know you were out prospecting, painting the town purple last week, going out with Desiree, and I know that's, your goal is, let's take our team out to build their confidence. You said something magical. How do you develop a team? It's you being confident, like you and Hannah both shared. I am convinced parties are it. I am convinced we have the best compensation plan, right? So absolutely, that builds your confidence, that when anyone joins this company, we have the best, they got to work to get the rest, right? So you hold them to that, but then you show them. It's a show me business, right? You take them out to go meet local businesses, to go meet people and find out, is that their skill, or what do we want to develop? You then are having weekly team meetings. You started weekly team Wednesdays, right? Team training. That made a big difference in your team. You are hosting every time we're in your region. We're doing more of a party training than some business training, because when they see how it's done, I don't care if it's a soiree, a social, an event, a party, a class, I don't care what you call it. We demonstrate beauty and offer opportunity. And so everything you're doing is you're doing that show me. What you're also so key on is to really just say, let's go together. Get out. Let's go out and go on a field trip. Make it fun, because what you're doing, Jackie, you built your confidence. You stay connected to know you're always in the right place, but then it's guiding them. And if they're a makeup artist and it's going to, the store, Sephora, to go show them why their business on wheels is different, right? That's what you do. That's what coaching and mentoring is in working with the team. And now, like you said, oh my gosh, it's how you see the purpose of sponsoring. Sponsoring isn't to sponsor for direct and indirect like New Orleans. That should lead you to promoting new leaders by nature, because you're developing them. You're not just saying go sponsor, you're developing them and showing them how that moves them up in title, just like all of Hannah and Jackie themselves and what their team is doing. So in summary, again, you said the word belief, confidence, and now you get to duplicate. You've led by example, and now it's the year of all of them doing exactly what you said. Now Rosa's mastered that, and now we keep growing, right? She brought someone, so congrats, let me pause. Congratulations, Jackie Elson. Thank you so much for sharing. So she led us into the perfect segue about Rosa. Rosa earns every trip. This year of 2019, she was able to bring someone with her as an achiever. So just what you can do with New Orleans, she's earned that bonus and she spent her time helping someone earn that bonus. There is nothing more joyful than literally having people do what you do. So let's hear it. And she's going to take it away on her inspirational moments. Rosa Lopez! Woo!
Well, good morning, everyone. It's always a blessing to be here with all of you. And I hope you guys got your crowd because we're all queens. And I want to tell you guys that, I mean, my peers cover pretty much everything, but something else that I discovered that I twist, even on myself, you know, you always got to be on the place of a student. So open to learning, open to new ideas. And Jackie's amazing about teaching us different ideas. But something that I spotted at the beginning of last year, it was how unorganized people can be. You know, they're like always too busy, too busy. So something that I implemented on my team, it was an hourly calendar so that they can figure it out, where is their time going? Because a lot of them were like, we want to do this, we want to make more money, we want to go forward, we want to earn the trip. But it was like they were always busy. So I've been coaching about this a lot, and I'm implementing that a lot this year so that we can figure it out where the time is so that we can feed Jafra. And also this calendar helps me teach them how to bring their business to what they're doing already. So they don't feel like, oh, I need to do special timing for Jafra, you know, because we're going to find that actual people that is actually busy. They're not just saying they're busy, but they're actually busy. And if we can find out where their time is going, how to manage the time, they can actually figure it out how to bring Jafra along the way. Also, I'm teaching a lot about parties. Everybody's loving the fragrance parties that we relay with food, and they're becoming more fun. And you are the key. As a leader, you need to show them how to do it. You need to be the one doing them so that they can get inspired to do them. Last week, after coming from Oregon and after the meeting we had in Vallejo, I started doing on-hands training. So I'm teaching different subjects depending what the leader needs. But something that they love is the fact that they see me doing parties. Yesterday, I showed them I went to do, I'm doing my 20 faces. So I'm really hitting this one hard. And I had a lady that contacted me that once wanted a hydration party just for her. So I went and showed her how to keep her skin beautiful and hydrated. So now I showed the pictures yesterday. This morning, 2 of my team members have booked the party as well. So, you know, we are the key part to the growth of our teams. We gotta lead by example, and that's something that I always do. I'm not a boss. I won't tell my team what to do. I'm about, okay, let's do it. Where do you need support? Let me come to your party. I want to observe and just give you my opinion. And this year, that is going to be the key part. How do we do parties? How do we show them to sell simple, on simple ways without them thinking of the number? Most of them freak out when they're like, you got to sell $400. They think it's $1 million of sales that they got to do when it's so simple and nothing complicated as just having a party box. You know, how can you do a party box so simple? And how would they get attracted to that? I was looking, and everybody's so into party boxes, beauty boxes, and it's all about box. So let's make it fun. Let's make a beauty box. Let's make a party box, however you want to call it. But make it simple. Don't make things complicated. That's something I always like to do for my team because everybody's busy. I get it. So let's feed Jafra on that time that they're already running for eventually for them to replace their jobs. Yesenia is about to replace her job, and I'm so excited. And, you know, she had it clear, and she's always following and doing what I teach, what I show her. I always go to her events. I support them. That's one of the big things. As a leader, do not disappear from your team. Be a leader. Be a team player. Always go with them. If you have the chance, make a little time, even 5-10 minutes that you're part of their event. It's like magic for them. It's like the best thing that you can ever give your team. That is the reason why we're developing so many managers, because I'm always there. Even if they're for long distance, I always tell them, do a video call. Let me be there. You know, I want to cheer you up, and in case they have any questions, and just be that part where you're giving that security to your team that everything's going to be okay, that they're going to grow as they learn, but they don't have to be stuck. They can keep on growing and learning along the way, and they'll see that it's easy. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. 20 conversations, that's a key part. That's something I do. You don't have to do 20 conversations. But this one, it's a piece of gold for everyone. 63 conversations that Jackie gave us. It's an amazing piece. This one is helping my leaders so much because it breaks it down by day. So 3 a day. And I'm getting the feedback, Jackie, by the way, that they're loving this, that they feel more confident, that they feel it's something they can do. When you, like Jackie said on one of the meetings, depending how big is your goal, that's how big you go. So for me, I gotta do 20 a day because we need to grow so much. But it, depending how you're going, at least 3, believe me, at least 3 that you're doing a day, it's making a huge difference in your numbers every day.
So let me circle back to what Rosa said. And Rosa, don't stop, because I'm going to have you go back to your beauty box in a minute, okay? Because it's a part of what we do in our training section in the end. So if you think back to the slide that we shared in the beginning, right? You're hearing both Jackie, Hannah, Rosa lead by example, and then teach your team to do the same. The second slide we talked about is what they've all 3 said as well. You have to have clear goals, right? So they've all said they knew what they were going to earn, what they were going to do. They then learn to manage their time. You're always mastering time management. You don't ever arrive at, I got this thing perfectly, because somebody's going to throw a wrench in your calendar. I don't care who you are. Everything changes in a drop of a hat, right? They've all defied a lot of odds, right? They don't go and share all what's wrong. They stay focused and keep adapting their priorities. What I can say, again, that Rosa was talking about that I loved, and Hannah kind of started this a little bit as well, is that accountability. If you go back to those slides, it talks about set goals, make weekly plans, have daily activities, and manage that time, but also have a place to hold people accountable and be held accountable yourself with either a partner, an upline, your regional coaching groups. That's what this is for. You need it, and so do they. So when you look at what Rosa talked about, Hannah started with the buckets of time, and Rosa's there right away teaching, let's map out your hours, because you will always hear, I'm too busy, I don't have time. You're never going to find more time. We all still have the same minutes and hours a day. The key is how we show them how to do that. I love what Rosa said. Oh my gosh. I remember when Rosa was a first-time speaker in our region. She wasn't in our region. It took us a year and a half to have her move into the Amber region. And she said the first time we invited her, she was not, I think you were just a manager, maybe a DM1, but you were the top sponsoring in the nation. And we asked one simple recipe of success. It was 20 conversations a day because she was going to ambassador. Here she is a year and a half later on her way to ambassador, the fastest growing ambassador in our region in history. So when you think about that, and I know the other 2 are following right behind that you heard today, this is about the number of conversations. Your Monday night training, your Tuesday night training, your calendar pack always has the 63 conversations. That's a great weekly activity. You can give them a gift when they hit 15 a week. But if you don't have that accountability and show them how to do income producing activities in their hours, you're not training to anything. You're just telling them to go do something. That's managing versus developing, right? So I love what she's focusing on with the hourly time and coaching to that. That's, again, accountability using the tracking sheet. So each week in your follow-up to your Monday night new consultants, your Tuesday night future leaders, your New Orleans squad or team, whatever that is, it's really using the key forms that we'll just show you in slides for a reminder. And I love, again, modeling different types of parties. Jafra focuses on 2 departments, skincare and fragrance. Go to your monthly business training this month. That's what we train to. We really look at the kit, the hostess program, and the consultant packs. Those are the 2 departments because they're the fastest, most selling in the industry. It's makeup is extra, spa is extra, but long-term loyalty comes from those 2 departments. So we lead with those 2. So how are we training continuously? When you go to conference, there's 2 departments we're training on big time, but we're adding makeup this year, which I'm super excited about because the industry of makeup is growing because of influencers. So Jackie's been a master of that for all of us, but it's coming from Jafra now. So you're going to see this really evolutionize. So that's what's super exciting for all of you. That's why when you come back from conference, what I'm going to do for the following 6 weeks to make Q1 a blowout. Trip early, quarterly bonus for sure, new promotion titles for them. This is where really planning that calendar. We teach hourly to consultants. I'm teaching you quarterly and weekly to leaders. It's the same mastery, right? So fantastic. And I love it. Be present. You've heard this from all 3 of them. Be with your team. Go with your team. Weekly, go out and meet people. Weekly, do parties and launch parties. Weekly, have team building time for those willing to work. So amazing what you said from each and every one of you. Rosa, congratulations on being the top 3 in 2019 as well. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to show you slides, but I don't want to lose Rosa as I then just finish with our quick click slide training, okay? She showed a box, and I'm going to tell you these 3 ladies sitting here alongside Norma Lopez, so I want to give credit to Norma also, because these 3 traveled uniquely in the last 2 weeks. I was in Arizona week 1. Hannah visited Arizona and was with Jackie and brainstorming with that team. Then I went to the Portland area. Rosa came down to meet her team and to brainstorm with that team. So she was with Hannah and I. So we had everybody, all these 3 leaders. It just shows you their leadership. I'm going into those markets that I can build and I want to learn from. So they were there with us and we hurt our heads. Our heads hurt brainstorming and brainstorming. Did it not, ladies? Every single day my head hurt. I was with any one of these 3 ladies, all right? That is not a joke. It really hurt. We literally had to say, I can't do this anymore. But we put together some thoughts for you. This might feel overwhelming when you see these slides today, but just keep showing up in your coaching groups. I will tell you, they have been brilliant. So it started when we were in Arizona and Jackie and Norma were brainstorming. I don't know who did what, but and Hannah, I don't know, but I know that Hannah or Jackie and Norma had already talked about breaking down New Orleans and talking about, I think Jackie, you started it with 20 faces, right? So if they really just got in front of 20 faces a month, think of what could happen. So then we said, but it's true. If we had $80 orders for every face they were in front of, whether it's a back of the hand facial at a tabletop, whether it's a personal, whether they do a party with 5 faces, which an average order is $80 today when they're sitting there presenting to people. You might even have that in reorders, but we're about getting in front of new people, right? So allowing people to experience beauty and business. So whether it's a 15-minute, a 5-minute, a 30-minute, they're experiencing. Debbie Yingling, you always say when it's on their skin, they're in. So they took that model and they created the sheet that Rosa's talking about, 20 faces. We'll break it down in the slides, but we're referencing that. So as it built somewhere, and I don't know, between all the brainstorming in 2 weeks' time that hurt our heads, they moved into $80 orders being a beauty box, okay? Being a party box, showing simple ways to get an $80 order. So I will show you slides because Rosa and I spent 2 hours on a plane hurting our head, putting together every kind of box you can imagine. So what I want, so Rosa, if you don't mind holding your box up, and we're gonna just give you the end result before I show you the slides. So inside this box, this is kind of the My Faves box of the month. This has one product from every department. And we went from the sale items in the catalog. I've got slides next, okay? But we have the Vessin, we have the Luna Bright Serum, we've got the lip, Royal Jelly lip stick and liner, and the almond. So we took all of those offers that got somewhere around $80 because this box is kind of like a My Favorites box. It's great for Valentine's, Galentine's. It's a way for somebody to get a little flavor of all 4 departments. It's easy for a consultant to see, wow, I could just sell the box. So with 5 of those sold, there's $400, right? And we make it $80 no matter what. This can only be done in your local backyard. You can't sell this online because shipping it is not going to work. It's not the same effect. But if you're doing a tabletop and there's 5 boxes, you could have them ready to sell. You don't have to buy inventory. We're not out to make consultants do that. But again, they could just focus on one simple thing, right? That's the whole beauty box of January. So Rosa, what I wanted you to share, where'd you get your supplies? What tips do you have? And what has happened to you and your team already? She made the box the day we got back from Oregon and literally had it at the meeting the next day. So share away what happened.
Okay, so the materials that we need is the tissue. And something that I want to tell you, ladies, save all of your bubbles from your Jafra boxes from your orders. That's what I put on the bottom to lift up the product. The boxes, they're on sale at Michael's until the 25th for $1.99. And there's an online coupon for 20% off. So they're like very inexpensive. They're very cute. I love them because it has a message. Each box has a message. I have a bunch of boxes behind me. I went bananas yesterday shopping. And so what I did, I presented this idea to my team because I noticed when I spoke about New Orleans, they were like, it's too difficult. $8,000 is too much in 5 months. I can't do it. So we were talking with Jackie. We were trying to figure it out, a simple way to put it on their table for them to picture that they can do it. So I had a meeting. I presented this to my team. They love it because it's 5 boxes a week if you want to do level 1 for consultants, or 7 boxes if you a week if you want to do level 2. So with this idea, I attached the 63 conversations. So that's the importance of talking, with 63 people. Out of those 63, we're gonna do 20 faces, which can be a box. I put it to test myself yesterday when I did the hydration demonstration. So this is a lady that actually met Jan back in the days that she was introduced to Jafra by one of those parties. I brought a box and she bought it. No questions asked. She was like, this is perfect. It has all the things that I need. I don't need to look through a catalog. Give me the box. And then I need a beauty box. So now I need to put up together all of her beauty needs. So it works, ladies. I took a picture. I sent it for test to 5 of my friends. Sold 4 of them so far. So it's a must. It's simple. When I presented this to my team, it was a mind blow. They were like, oh my goodness, it's so simple. Of course I can do 5 boxes a week, 7 boxes a week. So, when I talk about simplifying the business, I refer to this, finding ideas where we can teach the team, look, bring a box a day to your work. Share with one of the ladies. So when you're on break, just put it on the table, open it. And I love the fact that we did a beauty box with the 4 departments, because they pretty much have everything they need. We're taking care of their body, we're taking care of their makeup, we're taking care of their skin, we're also doing fragrance. So it's an opportunity for them to try all 4 departments at a very accessible cost. And the best thing of it is you're making it for them. They don't have to go to the store. Jackie mentioned something, I think it was Jackie, how crazy, or one of the girls, how crazy it is when people go to the store to do this shopping. It's bananas. I went to Walgreens. I wanted to watch. I was like, I have never paid attention to that. And I was watching several ladies trying to pick up their items. I could tell they were in pain. So when these boxes come, this idea of building a beauty box or party box, however you want to call it, it simplifies everybody's day. So five a week for level 1, 7 a week, $80 boxes. They are working. It's a mind blown, and the sales are coming in. I can see right away.
I love it. So again, we're trying to be creatively different, but Rosa said something so key. You say $400 and it feels like $10,000 to someone new, right? They don't have a reference, a way to show them how to make it simple. We've been doing this with monthly offers, right? Like in these departments, these are the best offers. But putting it in a box, I can't describe what happens when people see this box. Oh my gosh, they run to Michael's, they buy boxes, and they're ready to sell. Women, that's the rage. They're buying beauty boxes. You can see it on Groupons. You can go to any monthly subscription and you get a beauty box. You get a product box every month, right? So I love that this team from Arizona, Oregon, and everywhere we went just started creating these ideas. What you want to do with them is up to you, but I will promise you, we have some tips in our next section of slides. I will not be able to go through all of them, but we will be going through them in detail with our networking pod groups, Earning New Orleans, because this really applies for you if you're coaching consultants to earn New Orleans. It really breaks down. There's a magic number that I love what Jackie and Norma were really creating starting in Arizona. 20 faces a month, right? So 5 faces a week. You add that up to an average of an $80 order, and they're on track for level 1. That's $1,600 a month. It could be as simple as from January 1st to May 31st, 20 total $400 parties. 1 in every 2 people that are hostesses become a consultant in the industry without being an expert. So if you look at 20 parties between January to May, there's 10 QNCs to follow. It also is that perfect recipe if they want level 2. It's 26 parties or 26 faces a month. So it's giving them that fun accountability, tracking, and then going back to, you'll get there if you have 3 conversations a day. It all aligns. So again, how do they have the parties and the sponsors? Daily activities is conversations. Weekly results is using your 20 faces or 20 parties total, and you're tracking their qualified consultants. So it can't be any simpler. You decide how to show them how to have $80 orders. But we've made some beauty box ideas for examples for January. There's something about a woman. This goes back to Jan and Frank in the early days. They had basic sets, essential sets, royal sets. That's how I built my career. You know what this is? Simple. I need the skin box. I need the beauty box, like Rosa said. Or I've got my faves box of the month, right? And it's all 4 departments. So all of this just makes it a little easier. How do you have a VIP every month? Same thing, right? So it's breaking it down to doable no matter how busy they are. The mantra of what your top 3 STPers were of 2019. So thank you all for sharing. Go ahead, Rosa.
And just one thing that I forgot to mention, when it comes to the consultant wanting to know what's in it for me, what am I gonna make off of it? They're gonna be making $200 per week. That consultant is gonna be happy. That's some significant money at the end of the month. That's an extra $800, whether they have a job or not. It makes a huge difference having $800 on your pocket. So this idea is amazing for that, to show them the money. My team, that's how it works. I gotta show them what's in it for them. So I figured when we came up with this idea, it was gonna be the best and easier way to show them that they're gonna have, you do this, you get this. And they're having $200 every week, not just monthly, every week, $200 weekly.
And if they follow that recipe, starting now, the key is consistency, not April and May. Do not ever do that. That is the worst plan because you will fall, right? So the key is 4 parties this month. If they're behind, how do you help them get on track, right? Or it's, again, 20 boxes, 20 orders, whatever that is, it's getting that on track now. If they're in front of 20 people, 1 in 10 sponsor by nature. So they'll always have 2 QNCs when you do this consistently. That's the key to success. Setting them up for success is consistency. When that happens again, that beauty of it is there'll be a manager just by focusing on these consultants being VIPs, sponsoring 2 in January, 2 in February, and they become VIPs. When that happens, again, they're a manager. We calculated just by the comp plan. This is the potential gross income from those willing to work 5 to 10 hours a week to earn New Orleans and to move to manager and beyond. That is a total of $5,000 just using the comp plan, 50% and 11%, and the new manager bonus. It's a minimum of $5,000 income. Based on the comp plan, they're working hard at it, but that could be 1 party a week and 1 day administration work a week, right? So we want to show them just what all 3 of them have said, how to go do it, how it can fit into their life, but then how to do it. It's a show me business. And that belief comes from you staying simple with these tracking charts, the beauty box if you like that, and having each person you sponsor do what we call BYOB. Bring your own bestie. Who's their best friend? Because when they BOGO, bring one, get one, and they both qualify, every month Jafra gives you a gift. So it's that key of Jafra gives the gift, but we help every new consultant get a gift each month, at least one. If they're willing to work more, they can have 2 and earn a trip. And how do you help them join with a friend in their first week? One of the thoughts is that Rosa and I had, give them the beauty box of your faves as their gift when they join with a friend their first week. So again, how do we show them how to really be successful from the start? So I know there's a lot of information here. I may not get to all the slides. It's okay. We'll do that with those earning the trip because a lot of my training today is about that. But I wanted you to hear the story from some very simple ideas. If you're going for New Orleans or you have a consultant going and you didn't tell me you want to be a part of a coaching group this week, please still do. I'll fit you into a group or create another group because we're going to work in smaller groups. It's hard to do a lot of brainstorming with 20 people. It's easy to do it with 5 or 6, okay? And I will only be doing that pod group this week, okay? So the rest I'll do a little mini training video for you that you can all have so we don't keep you online for the next 2 hours, okay? My goal is to keep this simple for you to give you minutes to go meet more people. What I want to close with in this segment, bear with me here, is I want to take you back to the rest of our recognition. All right, bear with me here, sorry. Again, thanking our top. I don't want to go through all of that. But this is a time as we close this segment. Where do you want to be to go beyond your limits this year, to defy your success? Every month, our leaders have 5 bonuses. You have 8 team levels to aspire to. Where will you be at the end of quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and the end of 2020? If you don't own it like Jackie and Hannah and Rosa, it won't happen by luck. I promise you that. It's the only guarantee I can give you. But decide where you're going, what you're doing. Again, I do want to also celebrate Gina and Jan and Norma and Yesenia. Oh, I'm sorry I missed her. I'm not sending the slides till I put them in there. Sorry, Yesenia. I want to say congrats to you too. But who also earned the quarterly bonus? Congratulations. But New Orleans aligns to it. Did you know it also aligns to the Mazda? What is earning it all? There's very simple models of recipes. $1,000 in sales each month. I can tell you all 3 of the leaders that shared today achieved that. That is literally 1 party a week. Lead by example. It's what Rosa did in the last year. 5 new directs, 3 indirects in 1. She went beyond that by doing what Jackie and Hannah started to really transform in the second half of the year. Looking at having daily conversations, identifying, OCIing future leaders, future directors, and working alongside those future consultants. So they're spending that bucket of time, as you will see in Tuesday night training workbook. 10 hours of personal business, 6 hours of sponsoring and developing, and 4 hours of looking for leaders every week and inviting them to that conversation. Not the dump truck or the vomiting, like Hannah talked about, doing it with an invite and then getting together each week and developing them. The other key is each direct group is at $3,000. How do you get that? It's focusing on VIPs, coaching your leaders to have VIPs, ensuring every new consultant becomes a VIP. If you do not know about the Mazda program and you want more information, join me this Friday for our Mazda Driver's Ed. You can see it in the calendar at 9 a.m. Pacific on Zoom. But these are simple models. It happens. How do you get to a $3,000 branch? Yes, your new managers right away. It's 5 VIPs in a month and them focusing on 1,000. There's 3,000 right there. That's making sure every new consultant earns Welcome to Jafra in coincides with VIP. Showing them that's 5 beauty boxes a month, or if they want more, 5 a week. It's 1 Purdy a month, or it's 1 box a week. For those that want everything, it's every single week instead of every month. The key to becoming a director this year, holding parties and having launch parties for your team. These are the activities that the 3 STPers, the top performers of last year, did. Held parties and did launch parties. Focused on their personal sales achieving 1,000 a month. Having 2 personal sponsors every single month and 3 indirect. By helping the new bring a friend. By helping the new get to VIP status. That's 5 a month, not 5 at the end of a quarter or 15 at the end of a quarter. What other strategies? They hold monthly meetings and they work with their team each week. They go painting. You see Rosa every week. Jackie does that as well. Having team meetings each week. Hannah's working on that as well, and you are seeing Jackie doing that on her Wednesdays, and Rosa for sure does this every week. Inviting them to hear how they could earn something before they get a commitment. I just want to invite you to hear about New Orleans. Come to my team meeting. I'll break it down. Then let me know if you're in. But I see the qualities and potential in you. New Orleans is the same. Then striving those new leaders to $3,000 a month right away, focusing on their success and VIPs. And that goal is always to share with every consultant the 2 ways to earn. OCI, as you heard Hannah explain. When you have 60 new, focusing on that quarterly bonus, which is what New Orleans is again, direct and indirect, you have a potential of 5 to 6 new team leaders this year. And look at how simple District Director is when all of your new groups are focused on that $3,000 a month, developing them to earn the quarterly. Develop leaders to directors by leading by example, as you heard Jackie and you heard Rosa say that's their goal. They've done it, now it's teaching others. Again, look at the bonuses. Strive yourself to go beyond the limits of what you've never done in 2020. That's how you grow the income, that quarterly bonus. Know your programs and all that grow as a result of growing in title. There's so many opportunities from cars to cash to jewelry by developing others and spending time weekly looking for them and believing in them. As we end today, I'm going to close with the Jafra recognition, and I will take our little segment of slides and record that for each of you differently. So what do we have today? Today we talk about, in ending, I will do a newsletter as well with recognition, but I wanted to top note the others that deserve to be in the limelight as the best of the best in December. We have our top 10 sellers: Linda Hartley, Janet Zanini, Mohammed Abbasi, Daphna Amir, Diana Rubin, Linda Wright, Linda Ploner, Farhan Khan, Phyllis Luther, and Helen Wells. from $2,700 to over $6,800. And leaders, if you had a consultant, congratulations. Way to go to our top sellers. We also celebrate our top sponsors with 3 or more QNCs in the month of December. We have our new manager, Ave Brody, with Carol Boyer. Carol Boyer leading by example and developing someone else. Marie Menard, congrats. Yesenia Cruz. Jennifer Jones, new manager with Jackie Elves. Melody Ritchie, a comeback manager. So excited to see her back again with Jan Iverson. And Jan Iverson modeling with 5 herself. Love that. I want to say congratulations to all that promoted, groups that were new or requalified. We have a goal every month of 12 new and requalified leaders. In the Amber region in December, we had 19. The best part, in November, we had 18. Yes, we did. 2 months in a row, that's the best 2 months of 2019. The momentum is here. The season is now, as Jackie said, the needs are out there. Parties to gigs, to part-time jobs, to part-time career potential. Everyone is looking for the best, and we've got it. I just wanted to add this. Jackie mentioned we've got the best commission. Rosa sent this weekend that I don't know if you know this, and I don't care. It's just a comparison of black and white. I'm not cutting a company down. But to be 50% in Avon is how much, Rosa, per month? Are you still out there?
They gotta sell $18,000 per month in order to make 50% commission. That's their new rule. If you wanna be on the 40%, you gotta be selling almost $900 per month for 40%. 50%, $18,000
a month. Oh my gosh! So thank you for that. When we're as simple as really, truly 300 every other month. So be proud out loud as you heard our leaders today. So congratulations. That means you get a ticket for every requalified manager who qualified and for every requalified manager you promoted. If you have a first-time new as a new manager yourself or promoted a first-time new, you have 5 tickets. So that puts us with 67 in our drawing today. So I just wanted to celebrate with a drawing first before I show their names. And our winner is number 5, and that is Ave Brody with Carol Boyer. So that is awesome. She will be receiving a promotion bonus box in the mail from me. So as we wrap this up, who were those awesome new managers? We have Ave Brody with Carol Boyer, Maria Duran, which is Terry. We've loved meeting her in Arizona with Norma Lopez, Jennifer Jones with Jackie Elves, and Ramon Ortega with Yesenia Cruz. So congratulations to all of our new leaders. We also celebrate our welcome back leaders. So congratulations, welcome back to each and every one of you. So we have more, a whole nother page of more names coming back to leadership last month. So congratulations, look at Vicki Hacking. She had 5 new comeback leaders as well, which is awesome. We saw many of our leaders coming back to titles, which is great when you're developing others. So welcome back to our top district leaders as well. So again, I wish you all the success of New Orleans. If you have not made the decision, it's about deciding today. I will do a little mini training for each and every one of you as my thank you with some of the tips we heard from Rosa, Jackie, and Hannah today. Then join me if you're committed to the trip and or you have consultants this week for one of our pod groups. You've got to WhatsApp me privately, text me today, and ask to be in a pod. And we are having those pod groups on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So if that's you, we'll be reviewing this live, but I'll send you a video first. So when we come together, we're ready to brainstorm to some of the ideas that this incredible trio, plus Norma Lopez, she was there helping us, really piece together to make New Orleans doable for you and your team. Picture you in New Orleans with a team member. Picture you with consultants there. So we're going to guide you, and then you will guide them. So I want to say thank you again for this inspirational Empower Hour today. And for those of you that are here live, just stay on for just a final minute because I'm going to ask for some feedback, and I will be forwarding all of our video sections to you as well as the slides. Congratulations and thanks for our inspiration of Rosa, Hannah, and Jackie. This now ends our recording.